Now on Coast TV News.
A narcotics investigation in Seaford comes to a close. The substance is found and the charges at stake.
Trump wins New Hampshire, what the polls look like, and what that means for challenger Nikki Haley moving forward.
Parking or bike lanes? That is the question being asked tonight at a public workshop in Milford.
The Friendly Skies, an airport update here in Delaware, a master plan for flights in and out of the area.
And weekend weather, a bit whimsical with wandering winds and a bit of the wet stuff as well.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with former President Donald Trump winning in New Hampshire, once again demonstrating his hold on the Republican Party. Still, former Governor and Ambassador Nikki Haley is vowing to stay in the race.
NBC's Alice Barr has the latest on the nation's first primary.
In New Hampshire tonight, former President Trump sealing another victory in his march toward the Republican presidential nomination.
Well, I want to thank everybody. This is a fantastic state.
He's now the first Republican to win contested races in both Iowa and New Hampshire since 1976, when the states began leading the map. The consecutive wins dealing a serious blow to former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, the last major GOP candidate challenging the former president.
She did very poorly, actually. She had to win.
Haley had been hoping New Hampshire's many independent voters would help her pull out an upset. She insists she'll keep fighting.
New Hampshire is first in the nation. It is not the last in the nation. This race is far from over.
But Mr. Trump, flanked by past Republican rivals who dropped out and backed him, is already looking to the general election.
We're way up on everybody. We're way up on Biden.
President Biden and Vice President Harris also eyeing the November election, teaming up today to target Republicans on abortion, the issue they think is most likely to drive their supporters to the polls.
Freedom is on the ballot, like the freedom to choose.
President Biden winning the Democratic primary in New Hampshire despite not being on the ballot because Democrats made South Carolina their first sanctioned primary state. Enough voters wrote in the president to bring him his first victory of the 2024 race for the White House. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
As the guessing game continues over how long Nikki Haley's candidacy can survive, her campaign sent out a new memo arguing there's fertile ground for Haley to pick up delegates through Super Tuesday in early March.
The city of Milford is working to figure out what the future of Marshall Street could look like, but some ideas don't have neighbors hitting the gas.
Coast TV News reporter Charles Reiner shows us how neighbors feel about more bike lanes in their neighborhood.
Bike lanes or parking spots? The city of Milford has a dilemma on its hands. Planning Director Rob Pierce says the lanes would make getting around safer.
The proposal that was shown this evening is essentially a striping plan that would provide two 11-foot travel lanes. It would provide two 8-foot parallel parking aisles on each side of those travel lanes, and then on the outside of the parallel parking lanes would be a 5-foot striped bike lane. And that would run from Southeast 2nd Street to Watergate.
But not everyone is convinced, especially since some highly coveted parking spots would have to be removed.
I think it's a total waste of money. I'm losing half of my parking in front of my house. It's bad enough that I live near the store and the trucks block my driveway all the time. Now I'm not even going to have, if someone comes to visit, I don't even have parking for them unless it's in my driveway, and that will be a major inconvenience.
I had to speak with one neighbor who lives on Marshall Street who didn't want to get on camera, but they were all for this proposal, saying that since they're a biker themselves, it'll make getting around a lot safer and easier. Though no decisions have been made yet, opposing views are still standing strong.
I never see anybody riding bikes. And the group that does ride, rides on the street like you're supposed to.
For now, there's just no getting around the debate on how to get around in Milford. According to a city spokesperson I spoke with today, before anything can be finalized on these proposed ideas, it would need to go through another public hearing, and it would have to go through City Council and get their stamp of approval. I'm Charles Ryan in Milford, Coast TV News.
New at 11, multiple law enforcement agencies have wrapped up a 2-month-long investigation into an illegal narcotics distribution operation. Delaware State Police says search warrants were executed on North Front Street and Kimbrough Court. Detectives detained 12 people. 3 22-year-olds were arrested. Andrew Ayers, Schweitzer Dessen, and Jonathan Dugazan. Police say they found crack cocaine, heroin, cocaine, ammunition, and more than $28,000 of suspected drug money. All 3 men face felony charges of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance and conspiracy second degree. Ayers and Dugazan were committed to Sussex Correctional Institution, while Dessen was released on his own recognizance. And now let's take a live look outside into Lewis. You can see the canal glistening under the street lights there. Not actually so cold out tonight compared to earlier this week, so let's check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, who joins us now with a look at our weather tonight. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Mallory, and she's right. I mean, we're not as bad as it has been. Things have gotten better, and they're going to get progressively better as far as the temperatures are concerned. However, we are going to lose some ground as far as dry weather is concerned, because with the warmth will come the rain. Right now, courtesy of our Spicer Brothers Cameron Salisbury, we're holding at 39 degrees. Now, our expectation for the rest of the night, we're going to drop from 38 down to 37 degrees by 2 o'clock with partly cloudy skies, and then 39 degrees by 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, today's high, 49 in Georgetown, 48 Ocean City, 51 for us actually in Salisbury. And take a look at this, how this measures up with our regular highs and lows. We're actually above the normal high for this time of the year, and that's a bit of a turn or a plot twist, as we like to say, in the forecast. And the plot will twist even more as we go into the weekend. I'll explain what that means coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Mallory.
Thank you, Paul. For more weather updates, make sure to pull out your phones and scan the QR code for our First Alert weather app. You can download the app for free to get all the weather updates you need.
Now that the snow is melted, the salt becoming the next challenge on coastal roadways. According to car experts, the undercarriage of the car can really become quite compromised from driving on salted roads after a snowstorm. Car washes like this one become essential to preventing any serious damage, because the longer salt is on a car, the worse the problem can become. Brian Parker at Waves Car Wash says long-term damage can add up.
Hard on the car's paint, but it's even harder on the surfaces underneath of a car. And that's where all the bits and pieces are that make your car go.
Experts say problems like this could lead to hundreds of dollars in damage. And this brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is your main concern with road salt? Let's take a look at the results.
Looking at the screen here, it looks like the majority, 50%, say car corrosion, though 16% voted for pet safety. And now that we're making that an option, I have to consider that myself. That's what I picked here in this case.
You know, the interesting one, though, is maintenance costs. Earlier this evening, that was at 0. Then it was at 2%. It's jumped all the way up to 23%. If you haven't voted yet, you can still go do that at coasttvnews.com or use the Coast TV mobile app.
I'm Madeline Overturf. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. The city of Salisbury wants your opinion on grant funding. They're having a meeting Wednesday at 5:30 about community development block grant funds. It's $363,000, 70% of which must be used for low and moderate income individuals. Somerset County is planning for the future. Next week in Crisfield is a visioning workshop as the county makes its new comp plan. That guides land use. And an update on Delaware Coastal Airport will be reviewed this week, including the master plan, parallel taxiway, and new 9-unit T-hangar project there in Georgetown. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
Happening now, it is Maternal Health Awareness Day across the country. And to that end, Senator Tom Carper tweeted this out, which reads, quote, "More American women die from pregnancy-related complications than any other developed country. We must find solutions to address this and follow good examples like in Delaware, where we extended postpartum Medicaid to cover to 12 months.
The next chance for deer hunting in Maryland starts next month. The Maryland Department of Natural Resources says this deer hunt is set for February 1st through the 3rd. During those dates, hunters can use primitive bows or muzzle loaders to hunt sika and white-tailed deer. Valid hunting licenses are required unless you're exempt from that requirement.
In Fenwick Island, West Maryland Avenue between Route 1 and Island Street is going to be closed starting tomorrow, January 24th. DelDOT says that closure will allow for the installation of new drainage to improve flood-prone areas. The closure will extend until the work is set to finish Thursday, February 8th.
And here are some current road closures in Sussex County that drivers should be aware of. Salt Marsh Boulevard near Route 9 is closed until May for paving work. Route 16 from Zion Church Road to Crepe Myrtle Road has shoulder closures for intersection improvements. Arrow Safety Road near Route 113 has intermittent lane closures for roadway improvements there. And Route 1 from Painter Road to Deep Branch Road has lane and shoulder closures for the installation of golf safety netting. We are thrilled to announce that Coast TV has a brand new Facebook page. For the latest in news, exclusive content, and interactive discussions, make sure to visit and follow our new page there. Just head over to facebook.com/CoastTVNBC, or you can scan the QR code on your screen to stay connected with us.
We have more news on the docket this evening.
Still to come, coastal resilience, planning for climate change, and other complex issues associated with sea level rise.
And Georgetown gets a bit of a gusty situation, and they're not alone as we deal with some gripping gale winds in the near future.
And next, 2 jetties on the Indian River Inlet getting a little tender love and care. The cost and purpose of this new effort. We're back in just 60 seconds.
Happy New Year from the dealership that puts you, the customer, first in everything we do. First State Chevrolet in Georgetown.
Save up to $5,000 on this 2024 Chevy Silverado.
Interest rates as low as 1.9% and $2,250 off these 2024 Chevy Equinox.
Sales, service, parts, body shop, and towing, all at one convenient location in Georgetown, 1 mile north of the DMV.
We are First State Chevy in Georgetown, where we put you, the customer, first.
Find new roads. At Spicer Brothers, we're not just about installing roofs. We're about protection, durability, and peace of mind. Our team of skilled professionals can install your last roof using the highest quality materials in as little as 1 day. And we make it easy with on-site design and digital proposal.
And right now, save $1,000 off your new roof. Plus, have peace of mind with our Platinum Plus lifetime warranty. And the best part, enjoy no interest and no payments for 18 months.
Call today and schedule your free in-home consultation because you deserve the best.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
The Indian River Inlet is finally getting the attention that it desperately needed. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has plans to add more sand to the South Jetty and add steel sheets to reduce the amount of sand being pushed into the inlet. The longtime fisherman, Brad Winters, has seen these problems firsthand.
Well, the last couple of years over in the corner, the rocks are starting to cave in, and every time the high tide comes in, it washes right up onto the beach. So it's needed. The rocks are starting to separate even out on the south and north side both. I've noticed a big difference. So it does need repaired.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will be holding a virtual meeting February 15th regarding more information on that jetty project.
Coastal resilience is in the spotlight for Bethany Beach this week. On Thursday, January 25th, the Stormwater Committee and the University of Delaware will have a blue economy presentation that will highlight climate change and sea level rise on the coast. This meeting is set to take place at the Town Hall at 2 p.m.
Heading over into South Bethany now, resilience will also be on the table for discussion. The town's Resiliency Committee will be meeting this Friday to provide some updates as well as continued discussion on various topics, some including an update on hiring a consultant for York Road flood mitigation project, as well as a review and a discussion of a draft grant application for FEMA. Also, the agenda is going to be discussing identifying the needed code revisions and or additions to increase resiliency in the town. This meeting is scheduled for Friday, January 26th at 10 a.m. at South Bethany Town Hall.
Now is your opportunity to go ahead and pull out your phone, put it on the camera mode, and be sure you scan the QR code right here in the corner, because we have temperatures that are going to start to escalate, along with our chances of rain escalating right along with it. Now, courtesy of our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis right now, we're holding at 38 degrees. The dew point temperature is 29, and the winds are pushing right now out of the north, relatively light. We're going to go from 39 midnight down to 38 at 1 o'clock, and then down to 37 degrees with partly cloudy skies. And we're looking for that scattered cloud pattern to continue to be the case for us. As we take a look at our Seaford camera, which is not quite acting right like we wanted to, but we're going to look for the temperatures to fall back into the 30s as a result of that. Now, here's a look at our live radar. We are seeing a couple of sprinkles from earlier this evening. They've dissipated pretty quickly. High pressure in control of our weather. And we have that zonal flow that's attributing to that from the west to the east flow of air. Scattered showers up towards the Ohio Valley region, and we have high pressure system to our south. Basically, we're in a holding pattern for right now, but the high pressure system that's close to us and the one that's approaching us, well, that's going to break down here pretty steadily going into tomorrow, and particularly going to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But right now, we're just holding serve and enjoying relatively mild weather. I mean, Mallory mentioned a little bit earlier that it's not as cold as it has been, and that's true. We're actually above the norm for this time of the year at this point. We're at 37 degrees in Milford, Greenwood, Seaford, as well as Georgetown and Ocean Pines. And that's about 6 to 9 degrees warmer than we were just 24 hours ago. And we'd like to kind of show you that trend. Well, it's attributed to the winds pushing out of the south, bringing in a little more heat energy, and that touch of moisture helps to make it feel a little more comfortable as well. Without a dry, harsh air mass in place, it's not so bad. See, 32, 39, 38 degrees doesn't feel so bad when there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. But as you take a look at our 5 days, for the next 5 days, listen, today we got away with just a few sprinkles. Wednesday, cloudy skies, but really Thursday, the showers kick in, scattered showers for Friday. And then on Saturday, we're looking for a chance of some isolated rain. See, how this breaks down is this way. Like tomorrow afternoon, we're in the mid-50s for the most part, for the entire area. Now, Thursday, we have the winds coming out of the south, but look at the temperatures. 57 in Long Neck, Rehoboth, Millsboro at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then we go higher than that. But the rain drags right along with it. 63, for example, in Georgetown, 64 in Millsboro, and in Selbyville, just as an example of how those two are linked together as they travel, the area. And then the amount of rain, not much of a problem there, because we're looking at maybe a quarter of an inch of rain, so we're talking about barely enough rain to bother you. See, in Assateague, we're looking for 55 degrees on Thursday and then 56 on Friday, but rain on both of those days. Now, as we go up a little bit farther, Fenwick Island, we stay cloudy for 3 days in a row with rain likely on Thursday. But then in Lewis and Rehoboth, for example, heavier showers on Thursday, light sprinkles in the morning time on Friday. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast. We go from 63 on Thursday to a nice whopping 67 degrees on Friday, but you're still going to need your umbrella.
Thank you, Paul. Still to come, Venmo, Venno. Thieves targeting your money through payment apps as law officers ask for more safety measures.
And next, a new contest promoting the coolest things made here in the first state. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 11.
It's Grace Home Furnishings' final sale before they close their doors for good. 4 days only, January 18th through the 21st. Every item marked down to 75% off. Famous brand names at rock bottom prices, so get there fast before it's all gone.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
From the entire team at Preston Ford, thank you for your support in 2023. To kick off 2024, we're launching our Surplus Sell-Off Sales event. When shopping for new, we still have over 500 new Ford vehicles built for you. Get 1.9 for 72 months on Ford's best-selling truck, the Ford F-150. Every vehicle purchase comes with a Preston for Life engine guarantee. So whether you're shopping for a new vehicle or a Ford Blue Advantage, we have the ride for you. Our surplus is your savings. Join us at the Surplus Sell-Off Sales event at Preston Ford. Cars cost less in Preston.
30 years ago, a historic ice storm knocked out power for 10 days. Trees fell across power lines and ice snapped utility poles. Our Delaware Electric Cooperative team worked around the clock to help those we serve. 3 decades later, we've applied the lessons we learned during the storm to make our grid stronger. Through the dedication of our employees, Co-op Power has never been more reliable. And while the weather is unpredictable, DEC's commitment to doing what's best for our members will never change.
It's Grace Home Furnishings' final sale before they close their doors for good. 4 days only, January 18th through the 21st. Every item marked down to 75% off. Famous brand names at rock bottom prices, so get there fast before it's all gone.
The Delaware State Chamber of Commerce is hosting the first ever Coolest Thing Made in Delaware contest. This contest is a bracket-style tournament, and it's meant to promote Delaware's manufacturing industry, which employs 28,000 Delawareans. Eligible nominees are companies whose goods are manufactured in a Delaware-based facility. Nominations opened today and will be accepted through February 21st.
A Manhattan district attorney is warning that theft while using payment apps, it's just skyrocketing. The attorney has sent a letter to several payment services demanding that they put in more security measures. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle did not respond to requests for comment. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has said consumers should be protected from fraudulent electronic fund transfers.
The Salisbury Police Department is holding a testing date for new officers. The entry-level testing will take place Tuesday, February 6th, starting at 8 a.m. Written and physical tests will be administered, and personnel interviews will also be conducted.
The Wicomico Public Library is requesting donations for its Community Support Center. Community members are encouraged to donate items that can help those in need. They include things like blankets, sleeping bags, socks, gently used clothes and shoes. Items can be dropped off at the Community Support Center in the Paul S. Sarbanes branch. Still to come in sports, girls basketball highlights from Del Mar. The Wildcats looking to knock off the top team in the Henlopen South.
Coming up next, and the Oscars nominations go to, you'll have to wait and see who's on the big list this year.
Start something new during the Customer Appreciation Month at McGee Motors.
Start a new adventure in a Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland with rebates plus McGee Customer Appreciation Cash up to $8,000 off. Start the all-new Dodge Hornet RT for just $229 a month. Load up a Jeep Gladiator with rebates plus McGee Owner Appreciation Cash up to $12,000 off.
Start our new Chrysler Pacifica and get $10,000 in Customer Appreciation Cash on us.
We appreciate you more.
At McGee Motors in Georgetown.
A family tradition since 1948.
A wet crawl space is a lurking hazard, inviting mold, rot, and structural worries. The answer is Brazier's Crawl Space Encapsulation. Our specialist tailors the solution to your exact crawl space. Our expert team cleans and upgrades your crawl space into a pristine, protected environment, and we only use April Air dehumidifiers. Reliable and robust, complete with a 5-year warranty. Take the first step to a drier, safer home. Call Brazier's or visit our website. Your peace of mind is just one call away.
Not sure what to get your Valentine this year? How about a new walk-in shower from Baths by Spicer Brothers? Right now, through February 14th, save 14% off your entire project and take advantage of no interest and no payments for 18 months. Plus, receive a set of 2 luxury bathrobes. And your new shower can be installed in as little as 1 day with factory-certified 5-star installation guaranteed. Don't miss out. This offer ends February 14th. Baths by Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
Have you seen those crazy HVAC deals? Don't fall for that. At Above and Beyond Service Heating and Cooling, we just don't make promises, we deliver results. With our Peace of Mind maintenance agreement, you can rest assured we will keep up with your system throughout the year. We're a local company. You're not just a customer, you're our neighbor. Take advantage of our 0% finance for up to 72 months or up to $3,000 in rebates on a new train system. Call Above and Beyond Services to keep your family comfortable. Remember, it's hard to stop a train.
The Polar Bear Plunge to benefit Special Olympics Delaware has become one of the first state's coldest but most popular traditions. This year there are 2 great options to plunge. You can plunge in person in Rehoboth Beach on Sunday, February 4th, or you can create your own unique plunge virtually whenever, wherever, and however cold or not you want it to be. It's not important how you plunge, it's important that you plunge and why you plunge to support thousands of Special Olympics athletes. Visit plungede.org to register.
Coast Country Cares, brought to you by Spicer Brothers.
In entertainment news tonight, the race for Oscars is on. The Academy Award nominations were announced this morning. Mark Barger talked to the man who's covered the Oscars for decades about some of the major movie nominees.
Do you guys ever think about dying?
The two films that dominated the summer,
That's happening, isn't it?
also scored big at Tuesday's Academy Award nominations.
It's no surprise that Barbenheimer was the story of the Oscars.
Historical epic Oppenheimer led the way with 13, including Best Picture, Best Director for Christopher Nolan, Lead Actor for Cillian Murphy, and supporting nods for Emily Blunt and Robert Downey Jr.
Just like we saw Everything Everywhere All at Once dominate the Oscars last year with 7 wins, I think Oppenheimer is in a real position to do just as well.
But Barbie is also a Best Picture contender. 8 nominations overall, including supporting nods for Ryan Gosling and America Ferrera. Margot Robbie and director Greta Gerwig, however, were left out.
I think that just speaks to the fact that there were so many great films and great performances for the Academy to choose from.
You know, you got nice color scheme.
Leonardo DiCaprio also missed out on a nomination for Killers of the Flower Moon, but the film still scored 10, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actress for Lily Gladstone, a first for a Native American.
And your sad face makes me discover angry feelings for you.
Emma Stone's turn in Best Picture nominee Poor Things has her among Gladstone's rivals for Best Actress.
This performance that she gives in Poor Things is such a high-wire act and so impressive and daring.
The work of all of the morning's nominees could bring recognition that's enduring.
But when you're an Academy Award winner, that follows you for the rest of your life.
Mark Barger, NBC News.
In addition to the films Mark mentioned, the other films in the running for the Best Picture are The Holdovers, Maestro, American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Past Lives, and The Zone of Interest. The Oscars will be handed out on March 10th.
Sticking with movies, though this one probably not an Oscar contender down the line, Dinosaurs soon to roam the theater again. According to Hollywood Reporter, Universal Pictures is developing an all-new Jurassic World movie. The earliest you would see that would be 2025. The script reportedly being written by the same man who wrote the first 2 Jurassic Park films. Steven Spielberg is reportedly going to serve as executive producer. In all, the 6 films in the Jurassic franchise have earned more than $6 billion.
And sometimes fame is scary. A man was arrested outside of Taylor Swift's New York townhouse twice within 48 hours. A law enforcement source says police were called to the block on Monday after neighbors saw the same man who had been arrested there Saturday. The man is now being charged with aggravated harassment and stalking. A source says when he was arrested Saturday, it was for 2 open warrants from 2017 for failure to appear.
Looking ahead towards the future of students of Indian River High School. On Wednesday, February 21st, there's going to be a job fair. Good opportunity here. Students will have the chance to visit with local businesses seeking to provide on-the-job training for career-oriented applicants. This event will be hosted by the Bethany-Fenwick Area Chamber of Commerce, and it will be held from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Indian River High School.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Yeah, Early College High School enjoying an 8-2 start to the year, but Del Mar girls basketball wanted to play some spoiler inside the Wildcats' den. Let's pick up the highlights in the first quarter. Hornets' Marche Brown, corner tray, 3 is served. She had 9 of the Hornets' 12 points in the first. ECHS was up 2 after the first 8. Hornets keep pushing the pace now. Zuri Matthews finding Janiyah Dukes for her only bucket of the night. ECHS ahead 3, 28-25. But the Wildcats had one final punch in the fourth quarter. Del Mar got to the line 20 times in the final stanza, but here's one of the 2 buckets. Nevaeh Scott bearing the long 2. Del Mar ahead for the first time since the first quarter. Then late in the game, things get wild. 10 seconds left. ECHS down 1. Dukes fires and misses. Brown grabs the offensive rebound, and she's fouled on the ground. A chance to put the Hornets ahead. First one from the stripe. Money. That's for the tie. Then on the second, it's short, it's off, and as the final seconds tick off, another foul on the floor, this time against ECHS. That puts Tyler Brown at the free throw line. She drills the first, and that's all that was needed. Del Mar takes down the first place team in the Henlopen South with a 36-35 victory at home. That's it for sports tonight. Have a great one, everybody.
Remember, kids, work on those free throws. They pay off. Time to take another look at our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is your main concern when it comes to road salt usage? And we've seen these numbers fluctuate all evening long. Car corrosion still the leader in the clubhouse, 51%. Environmental impact down at 11. Maintenance costs, that's another 22%. So really corrosion and maintenance kind of go hand in hand there. And of course, pet safety. You can vote if you would like at coasttvnews.com or use the Coast TV mobile app.
Still ahead, why dogs wag their tails. New scientific research may have an answer, and it's not quite what you'd think it is.
Life. Just when you think you've got it made, you've got another thing coming. To which we say, bring it on. Your heart needs a hand? We've got hands committed to saving hundreds of hearts each year. You're facing a storm? Hey, storm, is that all you got? Because we've got more. More ways to help, to provide hope, with a commitment to your health that runs deep.
Embrace a new journey and kickstart your New Year's resolution in a brand new Subaru from Gateway Subaru. Discover the 2024 Subaru Outback, which represents Subaru's commitment to safety, innovation, and adventure. Right now, lease a new 2024 Subaru Outback for only $299 a month, or take advantage of financing rates as low as 1.9%. Plus, Gateway has more in-stock Subaru inventory to choose from than other dealers have combined. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
I'm Nathan Hudson from Laurel, and I utilize the USDA's Wetland Reserve Easement Program to improve water quality and wildlife habitat on my farm. Wetlands improve water quality by filtering sediments and chemicals while providing food and shelter for wildlife. If you have at least 10 acres, you may be eligible for 75% or more of the fair market value and restoration costs for placing an easement on your wooded or ag lands. To learn more about this program, stop by your local USDA Service Center.
Hey Delmarva, this is MJ Laughlin. Start something new at IG Burton Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Melford, Smyrna, Newark, or Berlin, and discover savings of up to $13,000 off Grand Cherokee 4XE, or take advantage of discounts up to $15,000 off on Ram trucks. Also, we have lease options available with payments starting as low as $229 per month. Stop by any IG Burton Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Melford, Smyrna, Newark, or Berlin. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Have you bought a house in the last decade, but it's just not quite big enough? At Paul Davis, we can design and build you a brand new addition or remodel your whole home from start to finish. With over 50 years experience of building and restoring homes, we've made the process quick and easy while making it affordable. Call Paul Davis today, and one of our design consultants can be at your home as soon as tomorrow to give you a free estimate for your new addition or whole home remodel. Or visit our new showroom in Salisbury, Maryland, 100 Marvel Road.
It's a question that has dogged researchers for a very long time. Why do dogs wag their tails? Is it because they're happy? Some people suggest that's it, but others think maybe something else. Well, animal researchers in Europe have released new findings that propose a different theory. They believe evolution was the key. The researchers studied wolves and dogs and found historically wolves hardly ever wagged their tails, but when dogs do, people react in a positive way. So, over thousands of years, people were likely attracted to dogs that wagged their tails and wanted to keep that trait when the breeding started taking place.
You learn something new every day. There you go. All right, courtesy of our Orsted camera, we're looking at 42 degrees at this present time, and we anticipate that it's going to drop back a little bit more. So now, our winner, by the way, is Gary Harris of Millsboro. Congratulations to Gary. Now, with our live camera right now, our live view of what's happening, we have a couple of sprinkles that are pushed across the area. They're breaking up relatively quickly, if developing at all. We have a stationary boundary to our south, so we're going to see that mixture that's going to happen. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Rain on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.